Gunshots, 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 gunshots. Jim Carrey does a Cat Williams and he reveals everything from the other side of what's happening in Hollywood. I got this program from Hollywood Whisper. Check them out. They're official. You know what I mean? I get my content from a little bit of everywhere, so we all eat together. Now, check out how this thing play out. Jim Carrey. Subscribe. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If not, you hit the notification bell. You know all that crap. Let's get this movie. All right, you know what it is. We're going to play this joint here, and we're going to let Jim Carrey tell you how he feels about Will Smith and why Will Smith is next on, the FBI's hit list. So sit back, enjoy this tale, because I'm bringing you deep within the belly of what's going on in Hollywood from Hollywood Whisper.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless. En masse.
And young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills. Bashir Gray.
Do not have the right to walk up on stage and smack somebody in the face because they said words.
These top artists in the world have done some of the best work of their career. Yeah. And the idea that they might be denied because of me is like, oh.
Jim Carrey just revealed why Will Smith is next on the FBI's radar, and it's darker than anyone imagined.
Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
From behind-the-scenes Hollywood parties to allegations of abusing young actors, Carrey has had enough and is spilling the tea on how Smith's suspicious rise might be tied to some sinister activities.
Both bisexual, weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
So I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne having with Will. Will was bent over on the couch, and Dwayne was standing up.
Yo, did you hear that? What y'all think of that allegation? I want your opinion on that, because this is crazy. And they showing the FBI raid of Diddy's joint, saying that they feel that Will Smith is next on the FBI's most wanted list. Uh-oh.
Rumors swirling that the FBI is now keeping a close eye on Smith. Many are wondering, did something far more sinister help push him to A-list status? Could Will Smith be the next Hollywood giant to fall? Stick around, because this expose is about to get wild.
Hollywood is just spineless, en masse.
Yeah. Did you hear what he said? Hollywood is spineless and unmasked. Remember he played the movie Mask? Okay, let's get this thing moving.
And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
Jim Carrey, the legendary actor who's known not just for his roles but also his unpredictable personality, has been dropping hints left and right. Recently, Carrey left fans speechless when he hinted that Will Smith could be the next major name on an FBI watch list. Yes, you heard that right, the Will Smith. You might be thinking, how would Jim Carrey know something this secretive? Well, Hollywood has its inner circles, and Carrey's been in the game long enough to have heard whispers from behind the curtains. In fact, he's hinted multiple times in the past about being aware of the hidden realities of the industry. He's openly criticized the power structures in Hollywood, suggesting that there's always more going on than what we see on screen. Jim suggested that names are being tracked, and Will Smith, after that infamous night, might just have added himself to a list you don't want to be on.
I was sickened. I was sickened by the standing ovation. I felt like Hollywood is just spineless.
He said Will Smith may have added himself to a list that he don't want to go on. That was deep. Pay attention. I'm not really hitting the pause too much because he's saying a lot of deep things if you pay attention to where he's at. He's saying that Will added himself to a list that he didn't want to be on. That means that Chris Rock is being protected by that list that he didn't want to be on. And at the same time, then he's going to go into how Chris Rock didn't want to press charges. So maybe the people that's protecting him told him, nah, don't do that. It'll cause too much scandal. We'll get him. We'll Diddy him. Maybe that's what they told Chris Rock. Fall back. Don't worry about the 200 million. Let us Diddy him. If you don't let us Diddy him, we're going to Diddy you too. Play by the rules that we set because this is our game. So let us Diddy Will, and you fall back, and then we're going to bring you up, and you're going to be Chris Rock again. You see what I'm saying? It ain't that hard. You see how you get all this, man? Y'all, come on, son. Hollywood whisper in the house.
En masse.
Jim Carrey didn't mince words when he threw shade at the whole debacle between Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. While promoting Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Carrey told Gayle King on CBS that he was disgusted by the entire scene. You know, the one where Smith slapped Rock after a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith's haircut, linked to her alopecia.
Richard!
Now, you see that scene right there, right? That's what Jim Carrey, let me explain this to y'all, right? That's what Jim Carrey is saying, that it feels like they no longer are part of the elite club because gentlemen, not men, gentlemen would never sit there and do what Will Smith did in an open forum such as that. You always control your temper and your emotions because men is controlled by their instinct and desire to succeed and elevate, where women is motivated by their instincts and desire. Excuse me. Their feelings and emotions. I just wanted to see if you was paying attention. Women is controlled by their feelings and emotions, and men is controlled by their instinct and desire to survive. Will right now is acting on his feminine side by going up, showing his feelings and emotions on this open stage with all these people here, when he could have waited till they got off, called Chris Rock in the back and said, yo, I'm trying to challenge you to a duel. Oh, we don't use swords no more. Well, I'm trying to challenge you to old Philly fish fight. That's all Will had to do. Stay in your lane, Will. And that's what Jim Carrey is saying, that it feels like they no longer are part of the elite club because the elite actors, Jack Nicholson, as tough as he is, and Al Pacino, as tough as he is, and Rocky Balboa, as tough as he is, you'll never see them up there swinging at each other like these two, what these Europeans is calling barbarians. That's where they say, see, you can't take the boy out the hood because the hood stays in the boy. Look at the boy on the stage carrying on with hood antics at an extravagant gala such as this one. Y'all paying attention to what I'm saying, or this going over your head? I slowed it down because I want y'all to really understand what I'm saying. So I'm going to run this back one more time. All right. Now, Jim Carrey saying straight up, man, I thought we was an elite club with big-time actors. You know, the Jack Nicholson, you know, everybody before me. What's that boy, Kirk Douglas, you know, Michael Douglas, you know what I mean? All these big-time, you know, actors, you know, Ronald Reagan, all the big actors. We're an elite club. We would never do what these two, I don't even know what to call them, is doing, is what Jim Carrey's saying, in my opinion. Let's play this out.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the
Carrey was furious, especially after Smith yelled at Rock to keep his wife's name out of his mouth and then walked away with the Best Actor award for King Richard. To Carrey, that was a breaking point. He said it made him sick to see the crowd giving Smith a standing ovation right after what had happened. Calling out Hollywood, Carrey slammed the industry for being spineless, suggesting that they'd lost their integrity.
Hollywood is just spineless, en masse. And it really felt like, oh, this is a really clear indication that we're not the cool club anymore.
You heard that? That's when he said he woke up that the Europeans that put in all that hard work to make Hollywood have the face that it has is no longer the cool kids on the block. That's where we at right now. That's exactly what he's saying, so you understand. All right?
Him, it seemed like Will Smith's rise wasn't just due to talent, but maybe something more behind the scenes, something powerful enough to keep him protected. If it weren't for this unseen protection, Carrey believed Smith would have been kicked out of the Oscars that very night. When Gayle King pointed out that Chris Rock...
See, what Carrey's saying is that Will under that cloak, man. Will under that Teflon cloak that Diddy was under until he ruffled the feathers by taking an alcohol company to court. That's all it is. Ain't say nothing bad about nobody. It's everything is fair in war. You know what I mean? And it's a war and a race to the bag. That's what's happening. Now, Gayle King gonna give her little spiel, but I just told y'all from a street point of view what it is. Diddy was under the cloak. He violated the cloak, and they're saying that Will is under that cloak, but he violated the cloak, but they checked him for it, and he's dealing with his chastisement in private amongst the elite, not publicly. So Will is still good for the moment, but he is on the FBI's most wanted list. So it's up to them now if they're going to throw, Will Smith to the wolves, or if they're going to keep him under that cloak. Because he violated when he smacked Chris Rock, because he made the elite club look like a bunch of barbarians in a schoolyard in Philly. And they like, no, we're not going to let you bring us back here, because we got actors that came out of Brooklyn when Brooklyn was doing their thing. I'm talking about European actors. So don't think you're going to come up here and bring this barbaric behavior over here and going to get away with it. It's not going to happen. We're not going to let it happen. Jim Carrey already spoke out. That's one of our lead. So we're not going to do that at all.
Chose not to press charges. Carrey jumped in, claiming it was only because Rock preferred to avoid the trouble.
He doesn't want the hassle. I'd announced this morning that I was suing Will for $200 million.
See, he's saying that Chris Rock didn't want the hassle of going up against the elite that was protecting Will Smith. But he's saying screw them. But see, Jim, you could say that because you're a European. But we talking about black boys from the hood that made it, you know what I mean, up there amongst the Europeans. Let's stop the games. So you could do that, Jim. But Chris know he got to play by the rules. Will know he got to play by the rules, even though he let his feminine side get the best of him and acted on his emotional side, which totally violated the game of a man that's supposed to be moving with the instinct and desire to survive, not his feelings and emotions to drag him under. Stop it, William. Like, where do we get this stuff? Come on, Jim, talk to him, man.
Because that video is going to be there forever. It's going to be ubiquitous.
Now, the question on many people's minds after that Oscars moment was, could this trouble have something to do with Will Smith's alleged protectors? Many believe Chris Rock's decision not to press charges isn't just about avoiding drama, but rather a fear of the alleged power Smith holds in Hollywood. For years, rumors have swirled about how Will Smith's influence might stem from certain activities, things that people don't want to talk about. These accusations go beyond talent, suggesting that Smith engaged in rituals for power, including some related to gay activities. Jaguar Wright, a singer who's known for exposing the darker side of the industry, has openly accused Smith of these very things.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship.
But it's not just Jaguar Wright making these claims. Even someone close to Smith, his former assistant and friend, Bilal, has come forward with even more shocking details.
And then I saw acts that I walked in on.
Who'd you walk in on?
Him and Dwayne Martin.
Okay.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game.
Perhaps that's why Jada decided to stay away from him. The ex-assistant recently engaged in a conversation with gossip blogger Tasha K, known for her provocative interviews. It's not unexpected for someone like Brother Bilal to feature on her platform, especially as he's promoting his book, Will Smith Demonic Circle. During the interview, Brother Bilal alleges that Smith was involved in an S encounter with Dwayne Martin. He goes into explicit detail about what he claims to have witnessed, providing graphic descriptions.
Hollywood is the hurry up and wait game. So 3 minutes later, after them telling me, hey, you got eyes on Will, we need him to come watch this.
Apparently, Bilal claims to have witnessed a compromising situation between Dwayne and Will in the dressing room. Bilal vividly described the scene, asserting that he walked in on Dwayne engaging in AS with Will over a couch. He said, "I opened the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne having with Will," Brother Bilal said. "There was a couch and Will was bent over the couch, and Dwayne was standing up him. M him. It was M in there. Ultimately..."
Yeah. Y'all put in the comments, right? Do y'all believe this? Y'all been out here more into this. Like I said, I've been going 26 years. I'm just trying my hand at YouTube as an old gangster, trying to find something new to do, trying to find another lane, something legal, you know. This seems to be the thing that's going on, so I'm over here. So now I need y'all to help me figure out what's going on. Y'all believe that's true? Somebody put it in the comments.
Ultimately, there is no one to corroborate these claims. We doubt Martin and Smith would even entertain such rumors given the fact that Bilal seemingly had an axe to grind. The self-proclaimed former friend didn't stop at the explicit details, also taking a swipe at the rapper's manhood, likening it to a pinky toe. According to Bilal, this incident occurred in the later years of their relationship.
Kind of I'm trying to find is like, this is unlike him, right? So, all right, I open the door to Dwayne's dressing room, and that's when I see Dwayne.
On the other hand, Will Smith's representative is strongly refuting allegations that the actor engaged in a S encounter in a dressing room years ago. Smith's spokesperson told Page Six that the assertion is entirely false and fabricated. Well, most people believe that Will Smith's controversies over the years are just coincidences, but as the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. This sentiment is gaining momentum online, especially after actress Garcelle Beauvais shared her experiences with the I Am Legend star. What she revealed alongside past claims suggests there may be much more to Will Smith than meets the eye. Beauvais revealed that she and Will had a brief romantic involvement while he was also involved with Jada. But in light of recent rumors about Smith's alleged relationships with men, this past fling barely scratches the surface of the mystery surrounding his true nature. With more information surfacing, the truth behind Will's private life is becoming harder to ignore and more explosive. Will Smith is one of the biggest names in Hollywood, and with that level of fame, there's always a chance people fabricate stories about him. Despite the wild rumors, Smith has managed to avoid any accusations of major scandals like theft or public misbehavior. Yet, the persistent speculation about his interest in men continues to swirl. It's not just idle gossip. There's a trail of rumors going back years, supported by notable figures from the entertainment industry and those who've worked closely with him. Now, his romantic past is bringing even more attention to these claims. Garcelle Beauvais explained that she and Smith went on a few dates, but things fizzled out when she realized Will was getting serious with Jada Pinkett. The moment of clarity came during a phone call, where Smith's young son Trey accidentally revealed that Jada was already in the picture and said, "I remember one day calling him and he was in the car and his son with Cherie was in the back. So, he picked up on the car or Bluetooth or whatever it was back in the day, or speakerphone. Whatever it was, and he said, 'Hey, how are you doing?' And I said, 'I'm great.' I heard his little voice in the background go, 'Is that Miss Jada?' And that's when I'm like, okay, I'm not the only one. Exit stage left."
Stop. 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 Now, y'all watching this, y'all let me know, right? She's in a relationship, like she said, with Will Smith, blah, 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 and then she finds out that he's in a relationship with Jada because the son in the back said, "Is that Miss Jada?" And she's saying she just walked away from it. That's one or two things, maybe three, but we're going to start with two off the top of my head. Now, one, either he never hit it, so it was easy for her to walk away. because he never tapped it. Or maybe he tapped it and his joint is really the size of a pinky toe, like someone else said, right? Or what do you think number 3 is? Put it in the comments. What do you think my number 3 is? You know, we got 1, he never hit it. You know, we got 2, he might have been a pinky toe, right? And we got 3, it was whack. Maybe Will didn't turn her out the way she wanted to be turned out. That's the only way I could see, from my opinion, that she'll have the strength to just walk away from just something as simple as a phone call, kid in the back seat says that Miss Jada. Y'all put it in the comments. Y'all let me know if I'm too old school or if I'm on point with this school. All right.
So, Beauvais decided to back out, but now, in light of these recent allegations, people are wondering if that relationship was only a small part of a much larger, more complex story surrounding Will Smith's personal life. But Jada wasn't the only person involved in this picture back then. Apparently, Will Smith's ex-wife, Sherry Zampino, also played a key role. Zampino recently appeared on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, where she met up with fellow actress and Housewives star Garcelle Beauvais. During their conversation, they discussed how they both dated Smith, but that wasn't the only revelation stirring things up. According to the late actress Alexis Arquette, who passed away in 2016, Sherry Zampino didn't divorce Will just because their relationship ran its course. She claimed it was because Sherry caught Will in bed with another man. Arquette allegedly posted on Facebook, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked in on him servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them." Jada, known for her outspoken nature, didn't address Arquette's accusations at the time, and Will stayed silent too. However, it was Sherry Zampino who stepped up to dismiss the claims. She criticized Arquette's comments as both vindictive and unfounded, insisting that Will is not and has never been queer.
Not only is it out of line, it's absolutely not true. And I'm offended and I'm hurt.
Despite her defense, the rumor added another layer of complexity to the ongoing speculation surrounding Will Smith's private life. Furthermore, YouTuber Trisha Paytas made allegations against Will Smith, claiming that he intentionally caused harm to her male dancers. She specifically said, "How about worry about your daughter being in bed at 13 with her 20-year-old boyfriend? How about worry about your cheating husband one of my male dancers when they didn't want to?
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?"
However, it appears that Will might have been influenced by the path set by his predecessor, Quincy Jones. For those unfamiliar, Quincy Jones is a multi-talented individual who has worked with icons like Frank Sinatra, Aretha Franklin, and the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Yet his fame doesn't stop there. Rumors about his interest in men have circulated for years.
All right, this is where we're going to stop it at Quincy Jones. This is the end of part 1. If you subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you're not subscribed, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Let's get this thing moving. We already know Cash App is on the screen. Make sure you hit the icon and say it was created in 2020. I don't give you $5 or whatever. Let's keep this thing moving. And most of all, cop the book, A Raw in Harlem, at arawinharlem.com. All right.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. Did not pay attention, would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. Baby horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now you trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend an ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours, so we can give back to the